Mergely writes, with January, February, and April opening weekend records broken, how many more records do you think will fall this year?
Man, you know what's funny? Me and Schnepp and Mark were talking about this yesterday. Look, all the analysts, like all the people who thought they knew what they were talking about, me, most of all, thought and predicted Fast and Furious 7 around $100 million. I think I pegged it at 98. Some lunatic at this table came out and said 150, to which I went, ah, ha, ha, ha. Turns out Schnepp was completely right, and I was completely wrong, off by $40+ million. Schnepp came to within, and they adjusted the numbers. You weren't within $7 million. You were like closer to like within $3 or $4 million of that prediction. But when that happened, you know, we talked about this yesterday. It's like one of the messages I think that sent is that the movie-going audience has been hungry for the big blockbuster season to start. And I think part of the success of Fast and Furious 7 has to be owed to, this may sound weird, but owed to Avengers Age of Ultron, to Star Wars, to Batman v Superman, to all these. There's been talk of all these massive blockbuster movies coming that I think it has whet the appetite of the movie-going audience. We've been dying for these big blockbusters to start hitting. Fast and Furious comes, and we all went out. With that happening, I did not think that Avengers was going to top the original Avengers opening weekend. I didn't think it would crack 200 million. But that theory's out the window now. With Fast and Furious 7 hitting 150 or getting really close to 150, we could be looking at 215, maybe even a bit more for Avengers 2. I think we're going to see monthly records. I think we're going to see a lot of them drop this year. We already have. I think Avengers is going to, now I believe, is going to set a brand new mark for opening weekend box office all time. And when Star Wars comes out, it'll break every Star Wars record that it ever had. It'll break every December record that there's ever been. It's going to be a big, big year. And if these movies can be good, you're just going to see it snowball. You're just going to see a snowball effect. Anyway, Christian, how do you see it?
Yeah, I think the weekend record could be broken, whether it's Avengers, probably not Star Wars because of when it's coming out, but I think it have a good shot. I think that yearly in movies in general, that record could be broken from both Star Wars and Ultron. Yeah, you said Star Wars records, Marvel records, like there were tons of stuff that could be broken for sure. And I think that maybe even the all-time record. I mean, Avatar, it's going to be hard to beat Avatar.
It's very hard
to beat Avatar, but I wouldn't be surprised. If you told me that either Ultron or Star Wars was going to be the one to beat it, I wouldn't be surprised. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I mean, the summer is packed. I mean, you also have Jurassic World. You have all these other films.
Max.
I mean, Mad Max it's like so many films. It's exciting, and you're right. I mean, just the Furious 7 coming out, it's like I'm behind on films. I'm like, I gotta catch up before all these avalanche of films comes out. Yeah, it's really exciting. I think Avengers Age of Ultron, if it's a really fun film, and if it's just as good as the original Avengers, it's going to just explode, because that's what people want. They want that. When we went and saw the Avengers, that we laughed, we enjoyed it. It was a fun action film. It was everything that we all imagined and wanted, since, you know, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, a kid seeing Avengers or an adult seeing Avengers. It had everything that you wanted in the Avengers, that from reading the comics as a kid up to reading the comics right now, they were able to take all that and put it in with all these big action stars and great actors and actresses. So you're hoping that Age of Ultron has that same flavor. If they even just get to be like equal to it, explosion, you know?
Do you remember that same sense of giddiness and happiness and anticipation we had when we all walked in to watch Transformers 4? I'm not kidding. You remember how happy we're all so excited?
Yeah. We're the Dinobots, man. This one actually could be good. Yeah. Giant bowl of Kool-Aid.
Splashing all over us.
This is
This is delicious.